What's up, this is Jamison with Cosmo King TCG, here to do a anti-meta Harpie deck profile. Let's jump right into it. Been testing this out for a little while, having a good amount of fun playing this. It's also good to shut down your opponent. Start out, the best starter card for the deck right now is of course the 3 Harpie Channeler. Discard a Harpie card, special summon a Harpie monster from the deck. If you bring out Pet Dragon or have a dragon on board, she becomes a level 7, which helps you get into your rank 7 plays, which you really only run 2 of right now, but it can help out pretty well. Next up, we of course play the 3 Harpie Harpists. When she's normal summoned, you can target another wind monster and opponents on a monster on your opponent's side of the field and return them both to hand. Also, if she is in the graveyard at end phase because she was sent there this turn, you can add one Harpie monster with 1500 or less attack from deck to hand. Next up, we play 2 Harpie Lady 1 because plus 300 for all wind monsters, including yourself. So it's good, gives that nice little attack boost when you bring her out off of Elegant Egotist, and give your wind monsters that extra boost, especially since some of the monsters you run in your extra deck are wind, which can help out. The last Egotist target, of course, run the 1 Cyber Harpie Lady because it's an 1800 beater and gives you something a little bit stronger to bring out just in case. For the 1 of Harpies, I play the 1 Harpie Dancer. She's not as great if you're not playing the Divine Wind build, but she can help get certain things back into hand if you don't want to exceed with them or link off with them right then and there. The 1 Harpie Queen, I only run 1 of the Hunting Ground, so she's either just an extra boost to get it out if I don't search it off of Hysteric Party, or it's another monster to bring out later on to get more attack power over things. And last Harpie card, I played the 1 Harpie's Pet Dragon to get off the Chandler to go into that first turn rank 7 play to do your Yugioh combo. That way you're able to open up more of your stun cards. Run 2 of this guy because he is really good. Quick effect, tribute himself to pop any card. Better Cyber Dragon 2600, and it doesn't require your opponent just to have a monster and you have none. They just have to have more monsters than you do, and you get a free 2600 beater, and it's a level 7, which can also help out with going into the 7 plays. Play the 1 Summoner Monk. I tested it out 2, it's very cloggy because if you don't open Sanctum, he's really good to be able to make Babushka, or you can go into the Chandler and go into the rank 7 play to get number 42 out to go into your Yugioh. And of course, play the artifact, so you have to play 2 Artifact Sanctum because fuck your extra deck, and this deck isn't super fast and super powerful, so you have to stun your opponent out to be able to do what you want to do. That way it gives you a little bit more control over the game. And last but not least, the last monster and hand trap of the deck is 3 Ash Blossom, because Ash Blossom is just really good. It's just very versatile on what it can negate. For the spells, we play the 3 Hysteric Party. When it's activated, you can add an Elegant Egotist from deck to hand. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 3 Harpie cards from deck to hand. You can only use one of its effects each turn, so you can't use both. And the Harpie cards have to have different names, so they can't be all the same. So the Harpie Lady 1 and Cyber Harpie, you can't bring one of each of those up because they're counted as Harpie Lady in the deck. Of course, we play the 1 Elegant Egotist. You only really need 1 because there's only 3 targets in the deck to really bring it out. And sometimes you open 2 of them and you can't do anything with the card. So it's good for going into your rank 4s. And of course, like I said earlier, I played the 1 Hunting Ground. Hunting Ground can be good going second when your opponent does set something after you basically don't let them play. Or you can use it to pop off your face down Hysteric Sign so you can get your searches at the end phase. course, for extenders, I play the One Monster Reborn. It's Monster Reborn, self-explanatory, get a monster back. And for the good OP first turn or late game, you can play the One Soul Charge just to bring a bunch of things back up to gain a little bit more field advantage. For our traps, I run the 3 Harpie's Featherstorm. I don't play Called by the Grave because you play 3 of these and it negates, as long as you have a wind monster on the field, you can activate it. But if you have a Harpie monster in the field, it becomes a hand trap itself, and then you can activate it from hand. It negates all of your opponent's activated monster effects. So it can't be effects that are continuous as it's on the field. It's ones that has to activate. So it can't negate Colossus's mistake effect, but it can negate like Ash Blossom and stuff like that. If you go Chandler, pitch your card, and they Ash, you just toss this bad boy down. It's done. Secondary effect is useless right now because unlike the OCG, Konami USA is, or North America, whatever the hell it's called, doesn't feel like we need to have Harpie's Feather Duster right now, which is sad. We give us Harpie's Feather Duster. And of course, for turboing out the Scythe, we play the 3 Artifact Sanctum to get it out, which is also really good because like if your opponent tries to destroy it, you get that special summon and a pop, which that's even better for you in the long run. And of course, like OP, like probably one of the best cards in the deck, I play triple Trap Trick. Just in case you don't open Sanctum or Featherstorm, depending on how your game's going. This lets you get it out, and it can't be Ash Blossom because it sets it straight to the field. The only downside is you can only activate 1 more trap card after the card resolves. So it's better to go for the Sanctum if that's what you have to do. And play 2 Heavy Storm Duster for back row removal. It can be really useful to getting back row off your opponents, and it can also help you get searches off of Hysteric Sign if it stays on the board too long, or you just want to get it out of the way so you can accrue more card advantage. And the last 2 traps I play are 2 Solemn Strike, because negate special summon, negate effect, and destroy the problem. That is always good. I don't know why you wouldn't want to do that. Cards has been seeming to see more play recently than it has. I like it. It also helps too, like when you do get into those areas where they do have something to get over, like you can get rid of it to be able to try to OTK or push for as much damage as possible next turn. For the extra deck, play the 1 Link Spider, Proxy Dragon, and Great Fly to get into the Yugioh play. Usually it's very easy to get into. It's better to do it first turn because you can't attack after using number 42's effect. These are like the main Link monsters you go into, and if not, you can always make Great Fly later on in the turn to boost your monster's attack. And of course the 1 Yugioh Skull Dread, draw 4, it can help build your first turn to where you need it to be. And the last Link monster we play is the 1 Underclock Taker, because you can have it like pointing to a Red Eyes Flare while you're already burning your opponent up, and you can just push for more damage to get that monster, that problem monster's attack way down. And for the XEs, we play the 1 Tornado Bird, because when it's summoned, you bounce a set card, and then you can detach material and bounce a face-up card to the top of the deck. And it can be really helpful for spot removal. Play 1 Exciton Knight, because clear the board if you're running behind or you don't open well enough. Just chain to something that's happening and destroy everything around them, as long as you have less cards on your field in your hand than your opponent does. The 1 Tornado Dragon, because you can pop your Hysteric Sign or any other problem cards you're having, like Floodgates or other traps or spells that you don't want to deal with. And it's also a good quick effect to, like, if someone plays like they have the Diagram or something else out. Also play the number 41 Babushka. It's also a good starter card if you're unable to get the Sanctum, because you just pop them out into defense. That way you're not having to deal with as many problems, and you're able to try to answer them on your next turn. Of course, play the one Castell. Detach 2 materials, shuffle a card on the field back to hand, which is always good. And it's a win, so it gets the boost off of Harpie Lady 1. Then we play one Harpie's Pet Phantasmal Dragon. She protects your Harpies. She takes 3 of them, though, which is the only problem with it. But most of the time, it's not that hard to get that out. And as long as she has material, she can attack directly. But at the end phase of your turn, you have to detach material from her. But it's 2,000 to the dome, and it protects the other Harpies from targeting and monster effects. And of course, we play the Utopia package for helping push for the OTK. Self-explanatory. Then we play the Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, which is really good to bring out after the Sir Yugioh play. You keep it right under with the Sanctum set. There you have, you just have big bodies on board, burning for anything your opponent activates, and you have that extra deck stun, which is really, really good. And last but not least, which makes the first turn play possible, is number 42 Galaxy Tomahawk, which just gives you tokens to be able to set up the board to go for the Sir Yugioh to get into the soul. Because if you get Soul Charge off of Sir Yugioh, you'll end with the Sir Yugioh with Red Eyes Flare like right under it, getting the boost to 300, and with the Sanctum down a lot of the time, and it's just stun from there, and you're burning. Thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe down below for future content. Thank you.